Continuing, the plaintiff, Rebecca Iziegbe Osayuki, is asking the court for the custody of 3 children she dropped with her husband after she moved out of a matrimonial home. The defendant, Sheon Williams, says his wife is not capable to raise the children.
We had a fight. He tried to hit me with a small mortar.
Was that the first time you beat?
No, ma, this is the third time we got separated.
What made you to fall apart with her?
She has a spiritual husband, something. I tried to stand with her. She wants to be a reverend sister after 2 kids.
He wrote it in his statement that he has moved on. He said he has another woman in his life. So, what do you really want from this court?
I'm filing for a divorce and I want custody of the children. The reason why
The children are with you, are they not with you?
No, they are with him. I notice whenever I'm sleeping during the day, somebody keeps coming to me spiritually. So I tried to speak to my mom about it. They said I should pray about it. I did. I went to church. But it continued to happen. To an extent that I had to go see a reverend father, and I even took him along to the Catholic church that I went to. In his presence, he saw me talking to a reverend father about it. Then we went back home. And I was telling everyone that the person I keep seeing is my husband, coming to me spiritually to sleep with me. And I know the meaning of this thing, if I really want to find out. Then later, I even confronted him that, what is he doing? He said he's not the one. There was a day I was praying in the room, and I noticed somebody tried to, I don't know, I was praying, and I heard somebody fell down in the sitting room. And I rushed out. It was in the night, and I was like, what were you doing close to the wall? The wall.
Who was the person?
Him. He was on the wall. We had 2 rooms. I stopped sleeping in the same room because whenever I want to pray, I don't share the same bed with him. I usually stay apart. So I was in the other room praying, and I heard somebody fell down, and I rushed and I saw him on the wall, close to the entrance of the door of the room where I was. And I asked him, what were you doing there? He was like, why am I asking that question? I was like, Sophia, this thing you're doing. And I comforted him, he denied. This thing led my parents to come to the house. His own mom came, but my dad was telling me that he would not allow me to stay in this house, that we should go to Benin. Then when we get to Benin, I'll follow my mom to church. We'll go and find out what is going on. Then they discussed with him and they told me, does he agree for me to go with my mom so that my mom will go and take care of me and check what is really happening in Benin? He said yes, and they told him that I was going to come back. He said yes, and that was how I left to Benin. Then when I was coming back to Lagos...
So you left with his consent the first time?
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so the second time what happened? Is that correct?
No, that was the 3rd time she was talking.
The one she narrated now is the 3rd time?
The one that first happened was in Accra. We make an agreement that, okay...
The separation started after you had 2 kids. You already had 2 children.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you had the first separation in Accra.
The first separation was
That's
in
when he
Accra.
came home and left you behind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you lived together thereafter.
Yes, Your Honor.
As a couple.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Then the second separation happened when?
When I followed my mom to Benin, and with his consent.
Then the 3rd one?
The 3rd one was the last time when...
So how did it happen?
We had a fight. His mom was in the house. We had a fight. He was complaining about the basket that I left in the sitting room. He came to ask me that, why is this basket? And I told him, the basket is filled of dirty clothes. Whenever I want to wash, I usually take the basket to wash. Whenever the clothes are dirty, I keep clothes inside the basket, dirty clothes. So I wanted to wash that clothes the next day. And I left it in the sitting room because the way the room was, it was so tight and I needed space. So he came back and he asked me that, why was the basket? And I was like, the basket is filled of dirty clothes. I need to wash them the next day. And that was how he got angry and he started shouting.
Why did you get angry? Shim, why were you angry?
No, that day I was not hungry because she kept the basket.
But what happened?
Well, that day, I got angry because I actually always help her because we have a washing machine. She says she does not use the washing machine. So sometimes I do help her to wash all those clothes. I got angry because whenever she washed clothes, her hands always peel.
Okay.
And I said you should know, and later she will start complaining about the hand, like, oh, like building.
So what now happened? Because you complained about her hand, she packed her bag and left the house, or you now asked her to leave?
No, I didn't have.
So how did she leave the house?
She left the house because on that day I went to work, and I came back and I didn't see her again. And the outside people that stay beside us, they say my wife came to the house and with Marwa and they packed her load.
That's
And
all I'm
that was
asking the
not-
two of you since. That is just all I've been asking you. So what made you, it was not at home when you left the third time?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why did you leave? I don't want a long story.
Yes, Your
Just
Honor.
be precise.
Okay, Your Honor. Actually, the reason why I actually left was the way his mom was always going to the kitchen to cook. She doesn't allow me to cook.
When she's around?
Yes.
She cooks for everybody or she cooks for herself?
For everybody. And when she cooks, she calls...
It's very apparent there has been a face-off with you and your mother-in-law for so long, and you allowed that to affect your marriage. That's my own... Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, that's the problem. It doesn't appear you actually... Because everything you have said, it's not as if you actually have problem with your husband. Everything is about your mother-in-law. And you allowed that to affect your marriage. And you know the cheek of it all. The age of your children when you went to drop them with him. I expected you to fight for upkeep from him, not drop the children.
I couldn't, ma.
Why couldn't you?
I tried, I did all...
Did you go to any lawyer?
No,
You were legally married. There's a law in Lagos State. It will give you your upkeep. You did not. All you needed is just your upkeep to maintain the children. Because let me tell you, when you drop the children there, you are no longer living with him. Any reasonable person will know that over time, he will remarry. How many times have you made the attempt to see the children after you drop them off at his place? Let me know how many times they allowed you to see them and how many times he debarred you from seeing them.
The times he kept allowing me to see them was saying, he kept saying we should meet somewhere, and I wasn't comfortable about it.
So you were not that eager to even see your children at anywhere?
Ma, that was because I didn't trust him to meet him anywhere.
You called somebody to go with you? Do you want to go alone?
My parents refused, and I told my parents...
Must this be your parents that will go with you? For a mother, do you understand me? To just see your children, look at their welfare. Are they looking okay? Are they being treated well? You talk to them, you ask them, and let them even remember you. Because they are tender age. Over time, the memory might start fading. You need to be bonding with your children. You need to. Because from all I can see, he never stopped giving you access to your children. And on the issue of custody, you personally on your own gave him custody of the children. And now, the line is open for you to have access to the children. But even then, anytime you say you want, because you want to come to the house, and he's not ready to let you come into the house, that's where the problem is. Now I look at it. Does he have the right to ask you not to come to the house? No. Because you got married at the registry. Is that what you said? Or you had a traditional wedding?
We did registry marriage.
So, he's still your legal wife. And wherever you reside, it's still a matrimonial home. Unless you divorce her. And even right now, having another wife in the house, while still legally married to her, is an offense. It's called bigamy.
I've never got married to her.
If they not...
And we don't stay in the same house. No.
Pardon? Speak out. I can't hear you.
We are not yet married.
You are just living together.
Yeah.
You are just cohabiting.
No.
You are cohabiting, that's it. And that's why you didn't want her. Because let me tell you why. I know there's another woman in the house.
Yeah.
I have said it more than deliberately. I kept on repeating it. I expected you to say no, your honor. That's not correct. But your silence means acceptance. I have said it at least 6 times because I was waiting for you to respond, but you never said anything in the opposite. So there's somebody living in the house with you that you are dating. Definitely. It's very easy to find out that. If you put the children here, they will talk.
Yes.
So there's somebody there acting motherly role for them because she refused to do that. You brought them to him. He's a man. Is it that he takes them, usually what they do, either they drop the children with their mom or they get another woman to start taking care of the children in the house. I'm not saying that's the correct thing to do, but that's the regular, most likely thing that you ordinarily would expect to happen. What has changed in your position at the time you dropped the children off and now that makes you feel, yes, I can take care of these children?
I just want to bring them up as a mother. And
Do you still see a spiritual husband now?
ever since I left him now, I don't, it doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
I just noticed that I don't want my kids to go through domestic violence. When I found that, I keep asking him if there was another woman in his life. He said no. But when I found out later that he was already seeing someone, then I made up my mind to go get the kids from him.
You know, ordinarily, I would have said you should have custody of the children when I look at their age. But the bottom line is, I need to be convinced that you have a structure in place that can meet up to the standard they have right now. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Now, so tell me, because now I'm talking to you, I want to know the position. Where do you live right now?
I'm with my parents right now.
And what do you do for a living right now?
Right now, I'm working as an office assistant.
Where?
And then she's not in position because when the kids were with them, and she was in Lagos, and the kids was in Benin, and then none of
You mean
us.
you left the children in Benin and you were in Lagos?
I had to there was a job I got.
So you had to leave them?
No, we were together in Benin. I was working in a boutique.
But eventually you had to leave them
Because
in
of the
Benin
job. Yes,
and you
I
came to Lagos to work?
Yes.
So you left your children
with my mom.
with your mom, with your
They
parents?
were going to school, so I couldn't.
Oh, I won't say they won't go to school. Of course, sure, they must be going to school. But you can change school as well.
When they were in holidays.
Because if you are not around them, do you understand me? Let me tell you, children ought to be with either of you, not any other third party. Either with you or with him. And I would never support one party depriving the other party from having access to the children. You have to balance it psychologically for the children. Do you understand me? So I can't say neither of you should not have access to the children. Quite all right. Now, if I look at the pattern of everything you've been saying in court, it's not encouraging at all to ask me for me, ideally, as a mother, you should have custody of these children if I consider their age. But how am I sure that you won't wake up tomorrow again and take all these children back to him? Or you wake up one day and take them to leave them at Benin with your mom while you say you have a job in Abuja? Or do you understand what I'm saying? Now, this is the same you that you told him even when you call that you want to have access to the children. And he says, I'll bring them somewhere. You were not even keen to go there to see them.
Yes.
No.
And you've not seen them for a while. Because it's like I would have expected that under any circumstance, you will see them. In fact, they should know you in their school by now. They should. Because even if he says don't come to the house, I'll ask him, which school do they attend? You go there and be seeing your kids regularly.
Your Honor,
You understand
can
me?
I say something?
But I'm not saying as the legal wife that you have no right to go to his house. It's still your matrimonial home. That's the honest truth, Shehu. That is the honest truth. The only thing is, she herself, she's no longer interested in the marriage.
Yes.
She's asking for divorce. If she had asked that she wants to move back to the house, then she has the right to come back. Do you understand me? But it looks like the marriage has actually, the way you are looking at it, you believe that it's broken down, you are not interested, neither is she interested in the marriage. And when I listen to all the facts of the marital relationship between you, everything is very messy. It's very, very messy. You're going to have access to your children for now. I would like the two of you to, because they are not going to school right now.
Yes.
And we don't know when school will start. So you are going to have shared custody for now.
I'm more concerned that, this coronavirus is outside. What I'm more concerned is,
Coronavirus from a mother seeing her children or having, you just told me she can have access to the children. Are you trying to tell me that do you know what access is? That's for her. They can be with her for a few days, but the bottom line is like they live with you. But if they are going there, they just pick few clothes to go and spend some time with her, and they come back to you. But they go to school from your place. But holiday, you share it equally. Holiday period. That's the way it's done.
but she doesn't have a place to keep them.
She puts her head down somewhere. If she didn't return those children to you, she will still be with those kids. I don't understand her. If she did not drop those children with you, wherever, if she's living in a hole, she'll have those children with her there. You can't ask a mom not to have access to her children. You can't ask a mom not to allow the children to sleep over with her when she's not insane. She's not suffering from an illness that is contagious. You didn't say that. You didn't prove that to me in court. So what are we talking about here?
Please, ma'am. Your Honor, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Please, I would really like to have full custody of my children. I don't want anything to do with him and...
You can't have full custody. Let me tell you why you cannot have full custody. The children have been with him for a while. And I'm telling you once again, you have the habit of dropping off your children here and there. You just told me you left them in Benin because you secured a job.
We were together in Benin, living together.
Yes.
I was working, but I had a better job to work somewhere in Lagos.
Okay.
So I came, and my mom came immediately.
Eventually, they came to join you in Lagos?
Yes, they came with my mom.
So after that, you now went to drop them off with him?
Yes, ma. And I was trying to straighten the relationship with him. That was why.
Let me tell you why. No. You don't. If you are trying to amend the relationship with you, when he asks you to come and to come and see your children, you will go. Wherever he says you should meet. Because your mission is to see your children.
Your Honor, if it's about the school fees, there is no problem. I don't even need him to even pay the school fees anymore.
Oh.
If that's the problem. Because when I really needed him to pay the school fees, I went to Air Force Primary School.
Sorry?
I did everything.
Hold on.
I did everything I could for him to pay the school fees. He refused. How come they are with him now he's paying school fees? I'm confused.
When the children were with you, he refused to pay their fees.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you made demand for school fees then?
Yes,
So, Sheon, what happened at that period? Why didn't you pay their fees?
I used to send her money.
What?
This one that she
You
said,
just did what?
I used to send her money.
You have proof of that?
Yes. I have some tellers I kept and in my document, and I think I've sent her money through my... Sometime I do send her money
You
through
have
my bank
proof
account. Yes,
You made payment.
Yes.
Did you receive money from him that
The
period?
only time I know he has ever given me money probably was when I just gave birth to my second child.
You know what I'm going to do?
That's the only
I'll
time.
adjourn your case till tomorrow.
The issue borders on children's custody and requires due diligence. After the break, Judge Fumi adjourns this matter.
So I'm adjourning this case till tomorrow.
All rise.
Sheung and Rebecca returned with more evidence to support their claims. Rebecca had moved out of a matrimonial home and dropped off 3 children with her husband about 2 years ago. Now she is back to reclaim custody.
I see you are back in court. I requested for documents, proof that you've paid some money into your wife's account before.
I have some here, but I need to print my statement of account out. Okay.
Let me see what you have. This might even be helpful.
I just want to give you my
Okay, let me have.
account details.
Let's go. Because she gave me this a sister account number. So I used to transfer money to her sister in Benin because the kids they are with her sister.
The kids were with the sister?
Yes, in Benin.
What's the sister's name?
Evelyn Osayuki.
Is that your sister's name?
Because I used to put...
I can see 20,000 naira here.
And 80,000 there.
And 80,000 naira on the other one. But I can't pick the dates.
80,000. Who did you send it to? Was it me or my sister? Because she told me you didn't send her any money.
Seriously. Every month I used to send money until I stop, until I don't have, in that time I don't have work for 3 months. That
It's
was
the same phone number.
Which
the
year?
number that is there.
I don't know. That's your sister, Vero.
Which year?
No, don't tell her to ask her sister. Tell her. Because she might need to ask
Which
her
year?
sister.
Is it of recent?
You understand?
When they were
Because
in
you
Benin,
see,
when they were
for
schooling?
you know.
Exactly.
Of recent?
Yes.
With Cyril, Francis, and...
Exactly.
You are aware of that?
And they used to call me that time. She's lying. You used to call me that time.
Did you tell me you sent money to my sister?
So your sister don't always. Your sister don't tell you.
I'm telling you, she didn't tell me. I even called her yesterday to ask her. She said no.
Do you understand, Shiu?
Oh,
I can call her on the phone right now.
Wait. You don't have to call her. Let me tell you. There's no way you could have forged this. Do you understand me? And what I have there is the same account number you gave me. And now you're even claiming this number belongs to her directly, not the sister. Is that what you told me?
No.
It's a sister. One is for the sister, one is for her own account.
Her own accounts.
Okay, but still, because it's the same number she gave me that I saw on this.
Okay.
So if he made payment, it's not even about your sister now. He's claiming to have paid because you told me you told me earlier on that it's only once he gave you money.
Yes.
And it was cash at Benin.
Yes.
Yes, I later remembered when I got home yesterday, during that same period when he came to Benin, that was when I gave birth to my second child, 2014. He went back to Lagos and I needed money for provision, baby food and all that. So I called him to send me some money. That was the only time I remember.
And how much was sent to you then?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Because now I have one of 20,000 naira. I have another one of 80,000.
I don't know if the date is there, maybe I could.
The date is not quite clear. Let me show it to her. Look at it, it's stamped here.
$20,000. Please let me see the account number. Yeah, this is my account number. And I remember this money. It
Now
was
you
the-
remember.
Yes,
Okay.
it was the money the mom gave to him to give me. That I needed to rent a shop.
Okay.
So I kept the money in my account. I remember this morning, yes.
All right. Okay.
The mom said she wants me to start up a business, that she use it to rent a shop. Excuse me, please. That I should use it to rent a shop. That was what he told me. And I said, okay. We were looking for a shop, but the money was not enough to rent a shop. And at the end of the day, you were the one that even ended up spending all the money by yourself. The 80,000. I remember 2013.
So you mean he transferred the
and
money
you
to your
say, I
account?
sent it to your account.
The money was in my account.
Then you were giving it to him.
He had my ATM card.
Okay.
Even when we were in Akure, the little money I had in my account, he had my ATM card, he used everything.
Sorry.
I don't want to
Sorry,
be remembered of
I
so
don't
many
have your
things,
ATM card. Why,
No.
why are you lying?
Were you not the one that go to the
Seriously, why
ATM to
you
withdraw
lying?
money?
Now, the issue is each party, as husband and wife and parent, you are entitled to have access to your children and custody. If I'm to look at the age of the children, ordinarily they should be with you. You had them with you earlier on. And you just told me now that the time you had to go and hand them over to him, you were staying with your parents. Right now, do I even want to have the custody of the children? You are still with your parents. I want you to convince me what has changed
Nothing.
that makes you believe now, because it's like you are still within the same setup. So how could it be better now?
Nothing really has changed, but I have plans. My parents are leaving soon to Benin permanently. And my dad has decided to give me the house where they are now.
No problem.
So
It's
I can
okay.
deal with my kids.
So that's why I said that's one aspect. Then the second, that's for you. That's by the time we are talking about custody later. And for now, we're talking about, I know you're going to have access to the children. I'm not going to give you custody right away. And I'll tell you why. You've not seen those children for 2 years. You told the court. Those 2 years, they've settled down somewhere. It's not good to just move them suddenly. You can't change the structure overnight. It will affect them. Now, you need time to bond with them. That's the reality. You need time to bond with them. It's a gradual thing. And that's why I said in the next 6 months, and like you just said, hopefully within that 6 months, if your parents have moved, you are there, and things have changed. Do you understand me? We review. Anything to do with welfare of the children is open to review anytime. Anytime. And I would still love to speak with the children after the time frame I'm going to give you for to have access, for you to have access to the children. When it expires, I'll demand to see the children. I'd love to talk to them as well. I have issues with the fact that the children were just dropped off by you.
Ma, I
When
can
you
tell
told
that
me
the reason
yesterday-
why I did it, God is looking at me. I wouldn't lie. I still loved them then. I wanted to see if the love of the kids could bring them back.
Yeah, you
I was still fighting to get him. I just dropped them like he should have them. No, I wouldn't do that.
Rebecca.
I know what I went through with those children when I had to take them for immunization. I had to beg in the street to take them for immunization. Did you know? When I had no money, did you know? I would stand on the road begging for money to take them for immunization. Did you know about that? When Sophia was sick, you abandoned me and I in the general hospital in Accra. You ran away to Lagos.
But I run away to
See, I don't want to say anything, but I tried. I wanted to use them to get. I was calling you on the phone, telling you all the time that I miss you. I still love you. I want you back. But you never told me you had a woman in your life until I found out recently. That's why I had to come here. You didn't tell me you were seeing someone.
I told her that I've already moved on. That I think the kids will be better to be talking with them steadily.
I don't know what you mean by you've moved. You are still legally married to her. I keep telling you that since yesterday.
Yeah.
Before the law, you are still a couple. You are only separated. That's living apart. said, I need the two of you to be friends, to be able to tolerate each other. You should be able to sit down together and discuss, or even call each other and discuss the welfare of the children without animosity. You need a professional to put you through that.
But I tried once, he refused.
You need a professional. You are not a professional.
No, I mean, I
All this your cho and his own pepe. The two of you, when you see the professional is going, that's their own job. They'll put you through on how to make the welfare of your children priority, on how you relate with each other. Do you understand me?
Judge Fumi encourages the couple to use the service of professional on marriage issues. After the break, she wraps this matter.
My ruling is that Shane Williams just drop off the children of the marriage with Rebecca, their mother, from Saturday, first Saturday of July, by 10 a.m. in the morning, and to pick them up anytime from 6 p.m. every Saturday. It is hereby also recommended that the couple see a marriage counselor who will work on the two of them on how to relate towards the welfare of the children. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Have you been cheated or have a dispute and want justice? Don't take laws into your hands. Log on to www.thejusticecourt.com and submit your case.